look how smoothly this works. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Witchling, and today I want to talk about another method, how you can create your own sigils. In this video I want to go over the famous method of sigilization. This is a method many people know and many people use, and I hope if you don't know this method, I will show you how you can create sigils using this method. And if you do know how to use this method, I also have a section where I kind of show how you can get a bit more creative with it, so you can personalize the sigils even more to fit perfectly with your energy and your intent. So the method of sigilization was created by Austin Spare, which was a very famous occultist, especially in Chaos Magick, and he took the way sigils were made up to then, which were in form of specific seals that could summon or banish or control certain entities. He used this method and transformed it because he believed that you can control and activate the unconscious with this method of sigilization. He believed that specific patterns like emotions, desires, wishes, memories can be accessed and activated from the unconscious. It could also happen that then this power you activated works autonomously by itself because it lies in the unconscious, so the practitioner itself doesn't need to consciously work for the sigil to work. I hope that makes sense. So first you have your words. You want to choose your words wisely. I put examples in the description box if you don't know how to choose the correct words, because wording is important for sigils, because you don't want to give the universe room to trick you or to twitch your original meaning, which can happen because if you send something out and you don't give it enough direction, it can go wherever you want or not want. You don't want that to happen, so in the description box you find the list how you could choose your words wisely. So after having your words set, now comes the part where you cross out all the vowels, and with all the letters that are left you will form a monogram, which is basically different letters overlapping each other to create a symbol. And with this monogram, that would be your sigil. Then there comes the process of activating and charging it, and if you want to follow Osman's theory, then you need to destroy it, because it can only work if you forget it. So the subconscious can work without you consciously being aware of it. For me personally, I'm rarely destroying my sigils. I have discovered from my own path that it does help me if I do see my sigils or use them more over time or more frequent, because the more I use them, the more powerful they get for me personally. But that doesn't mean that this has to be the case for you. So I used this method a lot when I learned it. Now I return to it from time to time. So basically you start with the way, let's start with our word joy. Cross out all the vowels and use the remaining letters to create a sigil. G, there you go. This could be your symbol. If this resembles joy for you, you're done. Of course, for me joy is very round, because for me corners are not really harmonious, but if you want to go for a more sharp one, you can of course use that. Like, let's say you would do it like this. If this, like, I really don't like this, but if this speaks joy for you, you're done. Perfect. I want to show you a different way to do this. For this I want to show you one of my sigils, which would be a sigil for I. This was a very important sigil for me because, not because I like betray myself, just because I underestimate myself a lot. I wanted to work with myself, and for this I created this sigil. Like, this is one of the most used sigils I have. You would go ahead and cross out all the vowels, which are not much. Cross out the doubles. Some people do it, some people don't. In this method I do it as well. So then you would be left with this very strange combination of letters. And then you would go ahead and try to create a sigil out of that. I remember trying this for so long, so many different ways to make this work, and it just didn't work. I remember the last one. I went ahead and so I ended up with this one, and I just hated it. Oh my god, because this is not trust. I want to use, why do I cross out the vowels? Like, I want to be kind to myself. And I was just thinking, like, I love vowels because they are like very soft, very warm, very round, and that's exactly what I'm looking for with this sigil I want to create. You know, why am I not using the vowels? So that's exactly what I did. I just went ahead, I scrapped all of this. Like, didn't work at all for me. I went ahead and did it again. So this time I crossed out all of the others except for the vowels, and what I ended up with was I, U, and E. So that's not much, you could say, but it was absolutely perfect. Like, this took me I think I tried like 8-9 times to create a sigil, but this I needed 2 times, and I had it down. Instead of the E, I used the Greek epsilon, and I ended up with this. It's perfect. So I trust myself. Absolutely perfect. It's like exactly what I was looking for. Like, I like myself in here is protected by myself with trust. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Because I used it so much nowadays, it looks like this. I trust myself. If something calls you to do something different, go for it and try it. I absolutely could not work with this, and thank God I'm at the stage where I know that I don't need to. This method, I created some of my most loved sigils. So I created this sigil for self-love. So again, self-love is very warm, very soft, very round. So there was no use for me to lose all of these vowels. So I did again, crossed out and the double. So what I was left with was E and O. Now you could say that's absolutely not much you can go with, but I would highly disagree. I used the Greek epsilon for this, not the E. That took 1 try. So I was like, okay. Oh. There it is. Perfect, beautiful sigil for self-love. I also have one for harmony, which is kind of like these two, which goes like this. Bam. So what I love about this is these are very easy. I can draw them anywhere, anytime I want. What I have found is that, especially these two, they get stronger the more I draw them. So I would go ahead and start a drawing session, drawing myself into like a trance-like state, into like a very meditative state, drawing this symbol over and over again. And the more I would draw it, the more powerful it would get. Because through the repetition, oh, look how smoothly this works. it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Like through repeating the symbol, the sigil, over and over again, it got more and more power. And this is just something that works absolutely well for me, and I use this a lot in my artwork. I have one example here, this one. As you can see, like, I didn't intend this to be a self-love piece. Every time I look at it, I just get kind of happy because I think it's just so beautiful. I just love how it looks. I use drawing as a way to meditate. So I started drawing the watercolor down, and the more I drew, the more calm and grounded I got. And at some point, I just realized that I wanted this to be a self-love working. So I want this to be an example, like, yes, the sigil is very easy and very plain, some might say, but I want to show with this how insanely powerful it can be. Like, I drew myself in a trance-like state with this, and I absolutely loved it. I still love it. Like, I really like this piece. Let's go ahead and do the one for empowerment. So empowerment. So again, we go ahead. I guess for empowerment, it's fine to cross out the vowels because we want something powerful and sharp. And the doubles. Do we have M? So now we're left with M, P, V, N, and T. I really like vowels, guys. So if I look at this, I already have problems visualizing how I want this to look. But again, we go with the flow. We just start somewhere. Let's see. Let's start with the M. Interesting again that for some reason I feel the need to draw these arrows. Like in the other examples. Now we have this. This is an awkward letter. Personally, I think it's some kind of awkward. Interesting. So I don't like this part, so I will just quickly draw it again. Let's see, let's put it. What would I do? Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's put it here. Here you go. Personally, I wouldn't use this. I would use one we did before, which I like way more. But if this calls like empowerment to you, you're done. Feel free to use this. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. I have a series on this channel where I talk about sigils, how to create sigils, different methods, to find a method that works for you, because not all methods work for everyone. I'm talking about how to charge and activate sigils, how to use sigils in various ways in daily life, and how you can get creative with your sigil use and your sigil making. So if you want to check that out, you can watch it right here or there. Not sure. Happy to see you next time.